Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Camppatton Family Compound, where we are teaching our families to leave something good behind. It's time for the Monday night Fireside chat, which is taking on a new flavor here. Starting with tonight, our topic is winter canning. Whoa! And how's everybody doing out there? Let me scroll back up to the top. And okay, so first one in was Tammy at Rebel Canners, woo, woo, woo. Followed by Phelan Clan Wolf. Then the Evil Twin popped up saying he's been a member for 15 months. Then Moon Over Miami's here. And then Dr. Paula came in. Then Aiden Air. Uncle Al's here. Galen Strain is here. Susan Gallet is here. And I'm caught up. Idaho Garden Girl just came in. She said 10th like, which means somebody else just hit the like button again for number 11. Dear Grinding 19, there it is. All righty. How is everybody doing? I got one section between. All right, the shop out there has corner post, another post, another post, another post, and a corner post. The first two were there, had insulation on the one wall, and we had OBS on the inside. I got the next section done. Tomorrow, I'm going to work on the next section. And if I get that done tomorrow, then Wednesday morning, I'm going to try to get my daughter and son-in-law over here as soon as the two older kids are off to school, and they can bring the younger two over here. And I need help putting up some board on the ceiling. So then I can unearth my big Camp Chef, which my wife has done some pressure cooking on. All righty. Anyways, so winter winter canning. No, this is not Gray Man Prepping. This is Camppatton Family Compound. So we're talking about winter canning. And so let me head back over here for a second. So, there's a lot of things you can in the winter. And some of them include hang on here, I'm just checking my other page over here. Okay, it's still okay. Wow, there's a lag time between what, there's a bigger lag time tonight between StreamYard and YouTube. Of course, we did have the CME impact today, and everything's a little elevated. Lori's here. Bill is here. Welcome. So there's a lot of things you can can. You can can beans. You can take those beans and make other things as well, chili and soups and stuff. Meat. I've heard a lot of people talking about their primary winter canning stuff is meat, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a minute. Prairie Rider is here, so she's here, and they're both two channels, Lori J and Prairie Rider. Definitely makes her the queen of the north. And as Tammy would say, only use superb lids. That's the only lids she uses anymore, according to her. So, and let's see. And you can also water bath stuff. And we're going to talk a little bit about water bathing in the winter and the benefit of pretending you're Amish and water bathing in the winter. And let's see here. Okay, that's what I had. All right, so I know a lot of guys in town and stuff, and gals, that had stocked up their freezer during the summer pretty good. Then they got themselves either a quarter, a half, or a whole bull cow to put in their freezers. Now the guys are talking about going out and going either deer hunting or elk hunting, but their freezers are full. So what are they going to do? They got to start canning some of that meat and get it in there. See, I told you that's what she uses now. And so that's one of the things that things a lot of people can is meat. Before I bought this property from Brandon would raise pigs during the summertime, and in the fall here now he would sell off the pigs, and people would do two things to pigs. They get the bacon and stuff and get it salted and stuff, and they have salted bacon and everything else set aside in the freezer, and then they would cut up some of the pork chops and stuff, and the ribs, and then everything else, and they would can. So they make can the meat and stuff, or cook it, put it in stews and stuff later on. And one of the things that I'm planning on doing now that I got something set up in the kitchen here, settings. Let me give you a quick look of what's sitting in the kitchen right now. Hopefully it'll show it. All right. Oh, I got the new stovetop there with the pressure canner sitting on it that I'm going to be canning some stuff tomorrow. So let me bring me back here. Hopefully you heard me talking, because I didn't change the mic. I just changed the camera on that. Screen went black. It didn't show the didn't show the kitchen. Did it show the kitchen, folks? When I went there. Hey, Chris, how's it going? Geeky Gardens, welcome. Shawnee, welcome. Okay, let me try this again to see if I can get it to take and hold it for a second here. If I switch to, let me switch that to that version, and see if this will here. Okay, it's showing on my screen here, the kitchen. So let's see. I'm looking at over here to watch to see if it shows it over here. Yeah, okay, it's showing on YouTube over here. Okay, now I can switch back to my camera here and check it, taking that DPI there. Okay. Yeah, for some reason with that long 50-foot USB cord with the power booster thing in the middle, it jumps a little bit. As soon as I can get another laptop, I'll put the other laptop in there and run the Cat 7 cable to that laptop, and that way I won't have that. It'll be a better system on it. Okay, so it did work. It showed everything cool. All right, so and that's just one of the canners. A friend of ours from church that I've known since before I got married, well before I got married, Wayne and Clarinita Ernstrom. Clarinita passed away a year or two ago, and Wayne gave all of their canning jars and their all-American 21-quart pressure canner to my wife. She sent it up here because she has an all-American 21-quart that I had bought her for Christmas 8 years ago. And so I'm going to be cleaning it up, making sure it all works, doing some testing on it. And then I'll have two pressure canners to can with. Yes, Kaylin, that I did a video where I had to replace the handle on that pressure canner. My mom only used it for pressure cooking. It's a pressure canner cooker by Presto. And when it was packed up in its original box, got moved from Arizona back to Martinez. Then parents' place in Martinez. Then it got moved when my mom moved out and property went bye-bye, moved in with us. It came over with us, and some of the relatives are moving stuff over, just tossing boxes in back of pickups and stuff, and the handle got broken on it. So I had to get a new handle for it, and I had a video replacing that handle and everything. Make sure I didn't miss anybody's chat here. All right. Alicia's in the house. And so there's a lot of things I want to can. And one of the first things I'm going to be canning is some ground beef. And I was hoping that Tammy would come up here after I did send her the link. And we could talk about canning and stuff. And some recipes too. But I just I'm oh, that reminds me of something else I found. I scored on this one here. Hang on here. I got to drop that down. Got to bring this up over here and see if I can get this to open. And hopefully it doesn't jump around too much here when it does it. And it's going to go. Okay, good. Okay, so I can get this to go here. Okay. Guess what? I got this off of Tammy's Facebook page. Somebody posted it there. It is the Kerr 1945 canning book. That's 1945. 10 cents in 1945. Okay, Tammy, good. You have it. Take your time. And so this is the food for victory. So the froze. So when this was published, we were still in the midst of fighting World War II. And so if you go to Rebel Canner's Facebook page and you look for the uploads, this is one of the uploads there, and you can download it. And so all these open kettle method, steps for hot cold pack method, hot water bath, oven canning, steam cooker, sterilizing the jars and stuff. All this cool stuff in here. And so here's your canning tables. And so you have your here she comes. Hey.
Hello.
And then what it says right here on the your first one is the item. Second one is about it. Third column here is hot water bath time in minutes. So to do artichokes, it says 180 minutes. Pressure cooking 40 minutes. And then and 10 pounds of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And then it has for apples and stuff. It has the hot water bath, pressure canning time in minutes. And this one here says oven. We're doing oven canning has the time there as well. And so like here's one here. Clam chowder. Water bath, 240 minutes. That's 4 hours. Now here's the positive thing I started to mention before. And yes, Alicia, that is free off of Tammy's Facebook page. Tammy, you want to post the link to your Facebook page?
I can't. I'm on my phone.
Oh, you're on your phone. Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Give me a second, guys, and I'll post it here. But one of the benefits of this, if you're water bathing for that longer period of time and you're in a real cold climate like I am and Tammy is, you get two benefits. One, when it gets down below, like down to zero almost, 15 degrees, 10 degrees, all the moisture is frozen out of the air.
Yeah.
And it's really dry. And so when you're water bathing, what are you doing? You're putting up all that beautiful steam into the air to bring the humidity back up. Also, you're heating the kitchen. So you don't have to heat, you're using the stove to heat the kitchen and not having to stuff the fire when firewood in the fireplace or the wood burning stove or stuff. So there is benefits to canning in the wintertime.
And humid air makes you feel warmer.
Mm-hmm. So let me flip the page here a couple more times here. And it goes through all sorts of things. Apple's open kettle, Apple's hot pack, Apple's red cinnamon hot pack, open kettle hot pack. It talks all the different ways of doing it. Peaches. So, and then juices, canning juices, apple juice, apricot nectar, blackberry cordial, cranberry juice, juices left from canning, fruit juices, grape juice lemonade, peach nectar or pear nectar, peach nectar, pineapple juice, all these things that I never hear anybody talking about canning them anymore.
I still do a lot of apple cider, which it makes it into apple juice.
Yeah. Cabbage. And what I'm interested in, all right, cabbage. If you ferment cabbage, it's called sauerkraut.
Mm-hmm.
You can can the sauerkraut, right?
You can. It just loses all its probiotics. So you can still eat it as sauerkraut, but it won't have the health benefits as it did as the fermented version.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Uncle Al, for reminding everybody, put questions in capital letters. All right. Yeah, I'm not sure. So it says open kettle simply means no lid on the pot, or is open kettle what they're talking about?
No, that's not what it means. Open kettle means you sanitize your jars so they're super, super hot and have been processed to kill the bacteria in the jars itself. And then you put your boiling hot produce, which is usually apple juice or tomato juice, in your jars. And then you put the lids on and let them seal. They are not boiled at all. So it has nothing to do with the pot.
So that's sort of what Paula did a couple of weeks ago when she was doing the applesauce, where they had the jars hot, filled it up, put the lid on it, turned it upside down, and set it off to the side.
Yes, and there are still some things that the guidelines changed in 1980. So this book is pre-1980. The guidelines changed, but applesauce is one that is still approved by the USDA to open kettle.
Okay.
And then in the book, the times for fish in 1980, the time for fish increased. So if you use this book, you need to know that the times should be longer for fish.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Okay. So let me. How many? Page 17, page 19. Vegetable soup mixtures. Ooh, tomato soup, soup stock, clam broth, clam chowder, fish chowder, pea soups. So many things I want to try. 23, 25, 27. Oh, okay.
I love the older books because they have a lot of instructions, picture instructions.
Yeah. Okay, we're up to 35. It's jumping around 39. So this goes up quite a bit. So probably goes up to, let's see if I can get up here, about 49. Okay, now we hit the index at page 53. So a lot of information. And so let me pull down here for a second and go ahead and bring that down, but not totally close it. And I'm going to bring something up over here for everybody. So those that want it, I'm going to show you guys how to get it here in a second. Facebook. And where is it here? Okay, so you're going to see my Facebook page for a second. And I got Rebel Canners in my shortcuts. boom, Rebel Canners. And go, oh, there's my wife right there, Chris Campbell. Woo! She joined. I'm not sure how long ago she joined, but I sent her the link and she joined. She likes it. Okay, so trying to find where I found.
It's the one with the black banner because I do have copycats. I have 7 copycat groups that pretend to be my group.
Yeah, there it is. So you scroll down just a little bit, and you got reuse break. Okay, there it is, right there. 1945 Kerr Canning book PDF.
Mm-hmm.
This was loaded on October 22nd. Do you know who uploaded it?
No, probably Sherry.
Whoever it is, we owe them a thanks.
Oh,
I love these old ones.
A lot of the first person to upload anything into Rebel Canners was actually Sherry at Two Family Farm or Two Family Homestead. And I didn't know she was on YouTube at that time. I didn't do anything with YouTube or know anything about YouTube and didn't know her. We actually met on Facebook in my group before that.
All right. Now I got to just comment here. I got to put this up here. So Lori, Prairie Rider, watch the European water bath and all their canned goods.
Yeah, they don't.
Amish did not pressure can.
Pressure canning is very much a U.S. thing and a little bit Canada thing. It is not at all done in Europe or in Australia. They try to get just to have shipping to Australia is like over $50 for a canner, and they can't even get them there. If it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I know. Shadow Scout Swede is trying to get one in Sweden. He said there are some around. You can never buy a used one. No one's willing to give them up. They keep it in the family. Mm-hmm. And he quoted the shipping price to get it. It was like, dang. But that's one of his goals is to try to get a pressure canner.
He did not tell me that. He should have said something.
Yeah. We mentioned. I remember I think it was on his. We were on his live, either on his live stream or when he was on my live stream within the last week. That came up.
I missed his Saturday because I had to work Saturday.
Okay, folks, I'm putting a link in the chat. Okay, and that is the Rebel Canners link. Tammy's Rebel Canners link. If you want to join her Rebel Canners link. So there, her group on Facebook. There it is. All right. So we drop that down. And drop that down and drop that down. Okay. Now, Tammy, I'm going to pick your brains here because I got a bunch of hamburger I'm cooking up here. Best way for me, I'm thinking about using, a pint jar. How much, half a pound, is it half a pound?
The pint's a pound the world around. The pint's a pound the world around. It's always about a pound of meat per pint.
Okay, perfect. Because I have a bunch of these 1 pound chubs from Costco and be frying up.
Yep.
All right. Now I got a bunch of come on, brain, work. Beef broth in the things, So do I top it with water or do I top it with the beef broth?
It will taste better if you do it with the beef broth.
Okay.
I mean, you can do it with water, but it will taste a lot better with the beef broth. Or even if you just do it 50-50, it would taste a lot better.
Yeah. One of the things that we've collected over the years was I used to love getting the chicken fried steak, frozen chicken fried steaks from Sam's Club, and they come with packets of gravy. Well, the packets of gravy, everything's frozen, so the packets of gravy just go in the freezer because I was just pulling them out, throw it in the microwave, heat it up, pour a little barbecue sauce on it, and eating it. And I did this for years, and my son started doing the same thing. And they got I got all these packets. There in California, they got all these packets of the gravy. Now I'm figuring if I do the beef, the ground beef, in even if I should put water in it, adding, when I go to cook it, heat it up again, I could add the packet of gravy to it, and that would take up the water and give it more flavor.
Yes. If you're going to can it, you need to look though, make sure it doesn't have to be approved. I'm in quotes here. You can't have corn starch and you can't have flour to be approved.
Well, so that's why I was just going to can get everything else, and when I pull it out to reheat it, add the gravy mix
that
to
would
it.
work.
Yeah.
But if you put beef broth in there, all you have to do is whisk in a little flour, and it'll thicken to a gravy while you're cooking it.
Right. Yes, I've seen that on a lot of the ones, especially after the red dragon reared its ugly head. All of a sudden, it was only good for 18 months.
They have to put an expiration date on everything by law. I can for 2 years, which is 24 months. Everything has to be at least. But I've eaten canned goods that have been, as long as the lid is not rusted and it's still sealed. I've eaten things that are way older than that by decades.
Okay, and let's hop in the Wayback Machine, Mr. Peabody. In 1971, after the Sylmar earthquake, my mom bought a whole bunch of canning jars, and we went out to the LDS church farm out there. You could go out there, you could volunteer, work there for a day, and then they would give you a flat of, the pears or the apricots, whatever. Well, we went out there a bunch, and we had a whole mess of pears. I think we had like a half a dozen big flats of pears, and she canned them. All right. The half gallons had these, and the quarts had this size. These are from that box, the case that she bought back then. I opened some of the new ones up and compared them. These things here are so much thicker and better for each. Oh, there's one that's loose. I mean, it's just so much. I mean, I look at it, it's like the weight wise per lid. It's like, dang, this weighs almost twice as much. At least it feels like it by holding it in my hand than the new ones do. And so, but I haven't. When Courtney's sending me some of the superb lids, and I will tell. I'm going to test the ancient ones with the superb against the new ball ones, and we're going to get a little short video on, hey, this is what you got.
Don't use any expensive cuts of meat and use the ball lids. You'll regret it because they're not got the seal rate they used to have.
I found out from somebody on your Facebook page, she was having problems with the ball lids failing, and she became a voice over there at Ball, and she found out from somebody that Ball gets their rubber from DuPont. Well, DuPont, it seems, had changed what they were doing. Instead of making the rubber themselves, was buying it over across the Pacific. So it's a cheaper. So it's a less expensive and piece of crap, rubber that they're using on it.
Superb actually had me as a product tester before they released their lids, and so they have a lot thicker it's coating around for the seal, and I worked and tried to make them fail, and I could only make one fail. And I worked really hard to see what it would take to make them fail. And I could only make one fail in the history of using them.
Okay, let's see. I got a question here from KS World of Fun and Slime Making. Sounds like could be a fun channel there. Let's see. Are the bottled, sealed, and canned coffees good for when there is no power or need a coffee with no microwave? Because my blood pressure drops frequently. Drink coffees. Good way. Okay. I don't drink coffee. So Tammy?
You can actually can coffee concentrate, and I've canned it. So, I do buy a certain name brand when I find them on sale and drink them, and I really like them. But you can actually do that yourself. You can make. I've done canned coffee concentrate, and I've done creamer too, so you can make them flavored.
Okay.
And
Now, I guess go ahead, but I'm going to bring up something to help that out.
and the recipes for that are in the files in the group, or I put all the files into a book, and it's on Amazon.
Okay, let's see here. I got something to bring up to help out with that, and it should be under this one right here. If you have to worry about power outage and stuff, and I'll just show this like this because you got the two items right there. Our scout troop has used the Wild Wind Star X3, stuff for camping. They love it. I have one already. Nope, it's not here. It's out in the camping gear closet in the shop.
I love my jet boil. I have a jet boil. I spoiled myself and I went a little more expensive and bought the jet boil, and I love it for camping.
Yeah. This is a little bit bigger than the jet boil the previous Scoutmaster had, but the jet boil he bought did not have the Pezzo lighter. This has the Pezzo lighter and is so much, and it was just cheaper. It's like, and the Scouts being frugal, and my wife being the accountant and the committee chair said, let's get these, and especially since I had this for a year and had no problems with it.
Can it use multiple fuels, or do you have to have one certain kind of fuel? See, the problem with my jet boil is I can't find the fuel for it very often.
This can use the jet boil. It can use the Coleman. It can use so long as it is the let's see, pull it up here. Come on, where's it? Where's the fuel? It said it's not saying anything on it here. Come on, give me the information on it here. The type of fuel to use. See, they have their own, but you can also, you use whatever. Oh, you can even use the GAZ. I love that stuff. GAZ fuel works on it.
Then that's a much better deal, because I drove from Michigan to South Carolina and I couldn't find a single store between here and where we were getting on the Appalachian Trail that sold jet boil. And so I wound up having a stove and no backup canister.
Yeah, so maybe I'm going to try to look to see if they show the different fuels. If I can find one of the fuels for sale, and then I can click on it, and then it'll show me all the other fuels. Not showing there. Usually, it gives me a thing. If you'll show me this, then it'll list a fuel to do it. Free maple
always
fuel.
bought together these 4 items.
Showing that. So, but you just look up. Here we go. Here's the jet boil one. So if I click on it, I have a big one like that, but I have the Colemans like this that are bigger. Here we go. So those are the propane. I want the propane. What's this? Okay, they're being very hush hush about which type it is.
Yeah,
I believe it's the isobutane. Isobutane propane. Yeah. So any of these, the wind will do it. So but I bought some real big ones off there. So if you need it for cooking your coffee after you've canned it, and the power's out, there you go. You get one of these backpack stove jet boil, or the come on, brain, work. All right, Wild Wind one. The Wild Wind one is the one that's worked the best for us, though. and you can heat it up in there, and you can do everything for it. Really cool. I have Jetboil stuff. In fact, I over here against the wall here, I have the Jetboil Helos frying pan with the same type setup on it. But hey, Joe, Garden State Gardener's in the house.
I have also went to a French press for my coffee. So if you have any way of boiling water, the French press makes the best coffee. They've converted me.
Yeah. When I went to Wood Badge, which this is the Wood Badge emblem here for Scouts, the premier adult leadership top training for it. One of the guys in my patrol had the Jetboil French press backpacker. Yes. All right, let me type something in here.
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. I can't afford that yet, but I'd like it.
STO. Okay, someone asked about it. Not sure I'm looking here. Come on. No, come on. I said GAZ, not GAF. Okay, GAZ. Because on the GAZ system, I have both a stove and a lantern for it from years back. Still works great, and it's not showing me. They're not showing the gas fuel here. I know they've got it because I've bought some of it from. At least they used to have it. Try this. Still fuel FUEL. Having fun here, folks. Trying to get you information. All right. Oh yeah, I did get some of these too. This is the gas one. Blend fuel isobutane fuel canister. But it's not showing the other ones. There's the isobutane. I can't read the name on it there, but there's a bunch of different ones there. So yeah. But yeah, so if you're worried about the power's out and everything's going to go, and you've canned all the meat you've had in your freezer for the last couple months, and you got it all in jars, you're good to go now.
It's just common sense not to have all your eggs in one basket. So get some of your meat out of the freezer, get it on your shelves, make it shelf stable, and earthquake safe. And I do love I don't want to can my venison tenderloin. So, I'm not going to can everything. I'm still going to have stuff in the freezer, but
yeah.
Okay. Don't put all your eggs in one basket.
You said you're on your phone, so that's why she's not using the Red Baron tonight.
Yeah. The house internet's not working. I have an iPhone.
iPhone?
I don't know what number.
The iPhone will work with StreamYard. Android system did an upload, and they took out on the upload or download, whatever, when they downloaded everybody's stuff, they didn't include the noise canceling that was in the Android before. So that's how come Joe had that bad echo with his guests there, Make It Wayne, because Make It Wayne had an Android with the new upload or download on it, and that was the echoing on it.
Yeah. Can you hear my son's computer in the background making noise? Oh, okay, because he left it, and I can hear his friends talking. So
I don't hear him.
Thank you. I'm glad. Yeah. So I have no way to turn it off.
Canned venison.
I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah, canned venison is one of those things that, hey, if you're out there hunting, once you get it back from the butcher and stuff, unless you do the butcher yourself, and you have a big freezer to stick it all in for its time and everything. Yeah, it'd be absolutely great for. And I'm hoping that next year Curtis will take me elk hunting with him, and we can get an elk, which is probably about the equivalent of 2 or 3 deer.
That's almost the equivalent of a cow.
Yes, exactly. And elk graze like cows do too.
Yeah.
So,
Elk tastes good. Elk is really good. And out west there, you have the mule deer. The mule deer actually tastes better than the whitetail.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I think it was in California. I'm trying to remember what type of we had. We went to we hunted zones D3 and D6. Everything was broken up. And I think it wasn't the coastal deer we were at because we were up in the mountains a little bit more. I think it might have been mule deer up there.
Yeah.
I think. But I know D6 went right up to my cousin's property up there, was included in it. The Paxton Lodge in California before they sold it. Across the road was X10, one of the hardest tags to get. And they said they'd see the deer, hunting season open for X10. They'd see all the deer come running across the bridge. There was the highway, a creek, come running across that bridge onto their property, and they would have D6 tags and be waiting, and they would harvest all the deer they could. Okay, anybody else putting questions and stuff? No, okay. So there's a lot of good reasons to can in the wintertime. If you've done like my wife does, she harvests a bunch of the strawberries and just bags them and freezes them. And she does some of the fruit, she bags it and freezes it. And because she's so busy in the summertime, she doesn't have time to can. And then later, now with PG&E's being so high with the electricity to run the heater, the furnace, even though it's a gas furnace, she can can in the wintertime down there off the stove and do it. But she's also thinking about getting that little propane stove I got here and using that there and saying PG&E, because PG&E is jacking up with huge delivery costs. PG&E is Pacific Gas and Electric. Mm-hmm. Talking about a monopoly, they got both sides of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love a propane stove to can on. I love a gas stove for canning. That's what I would prefer to have. It's so much harder on an electric. I've done both, and I'd rather have propane.
Yeah, the electric stove I have in this kitchen here is one of the ones with all those little infrared dots going around, and it takes forever to heat up. You turn it down, it takes forever to cool it down to the new temperature. It just ain't fun. And Bill is saying the white-tailed deer here in the lower peninsula of Michigan eat a lot of corn, soybeans, very tasty.
True. I saw the biggest deer I've ever seen in my entire life tonight. It was standing under a billboard, and the horns almost touched the underside of the billboard. It was at least a 10 point, probably a 12, and it was in the lower peninsula of Michigan in a soybean field.
Oh.
Also in a no hunting area. Go figure.
Yeah. Okay. Question about winter canning. I have these cans of, I got one right here. Let me pull it up. Yeah. In other words, running. Now, this stuff is absolutely fabulous. When you take about, for this size, I would probably say at least 3 pounds, if not 4 pounds of ground beef cooked and mixed in with it. Then add probably a cup of Ray's, not sweet Ray's sugar-free barbecue sauce. And probably a tablespoon or two of maple extract. Oh, it is so daggone good. I got like 5 cans of this.
We call that cowboy skillet here.
Just wondering, this would be fine to can, right? If I, even though this has been canned, if I cook it up with.
It'll soften the beans. They'll be a little bit more mushier, but yeah, you could can that with beef and
Yeah,
all those ingredients.
my grandsons would probably like a little bit mushier beans. Okay, because this is going to be one of the things that I'm going to be canning here in the next week or so. Is this and a bunch of beef in that recipe I just said. I will be doing a video on it. Ugh.
Yeah, and I sometimes, if I can't get a lot of tomatoes, if it's a bad year for tomatoes, a lot of blossom and rot, I'll sometimes get tomato sauce and then use that to recan and make my spaghetti sauce and stuff from that.
Okay, cool. So recanning commercially canned foods is pretty much okay.
Yes, you just have to use the same time. It's a lot of people think, oh, if it's cooked, I don't have to do it as long. Nope. The time to kill the bacteria doesn't change. So whatever the time is, if you're starting from raw, if you're recanning, it's still the same time because you're still trying to kill all the bacteria.
And the bacteria gets in it as soon as you crack that can open.
In theory, yes.
Yeah.
I used to work in an operating room. Bugs move at the speed of light.
Yeah. And if you're canning and cooking, they use warp drive.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Okay, just checking out the chat here. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Others, all right. So basically, this is what I want to be doing. I got for the next 3 months, going to be talking canning, dehydrating, food preservation on Mondays. All right.
I want a freeze dryer.
You won one, or you
I want one. I want one so bad.
Yeah. My wife says we can't get one until she's up here. And once she comes up here, a friend of ours up here has one that says we can use it anytime we want.
Oh, I'd be going over there and learning some things right now, Gil. I'd be wandering over there like every day.
My daughter's gone over there a couple times, but I'm not going to go over there without my wife. I'm not stupid. I may be crazy. I'm not stupid. So we will go over and we will learn together.
That works.
So one of the things that, all right, things coming up here. All right, so let me get it right. Okay, so tomorrow, next Mondays is the one is one of the ones that's weird because it's not on candy. It's basically, what are your plans for Thanksgiving Day? I'm just figuring, because we're coming up on Thanksgiving. I need to get that one in there and out because stuff's done. Now, the following Monday on November 27th is 1 jar meals. Yes, I've seen a lot of recipes, and I know you've done a bunch.
I'm doing a series. That's my next series coming out over the winter is meals in a jar.
Okay, when you do your video, feel free to put it in the chat here, and so we share it. And so here, let me change this banner here.
Hang on just a second. I gotta move. I can't do it with this second.
Yeah. All right. So if anybody's not subscribed to Rebel Canners, Tammy, Kaylin or somebody, could you throw up her there, meals in a jar. Hang on, let me make you big. Boom.
Right here. Meals in a jar, and this is by Langwill. Julie Langwill. Languille. I love this book. I just picked it up at a thrift store, but it's still available in print. And it has some really good recipes.
Meals in a jar.
Yep.
And that's by who again? I just did a
book review. Yeah. Julie Langwill. Languille.
All right. It's the first one, actually. Okay, here we go. Boom. It's on Amazon. First one. Editor's Pick is her book. 1467.
Hey, something fell over.
I'm going to add this to my books. There we go. Add it to books. Hey.
Yeah. I just happened to pick that up at a thrift store. I did a book review on it, and I'm going to be doing some of the recipes right out of this book. It has not only canning recipes, but freeze-dried recipes, dehydrator recipes, mixes, everything from breakfast straight through to dessert.
And there is the link directly to the book. Oh, it's $10.92 on Kindle. It's $14.67 for the paperback. It's $23.90 for the spiral bound.
Ooh, or 50 cents if you find it at the thrift store.
Yeah. So. All right, good. All right, Gear threw up the Rebel Canners YouTube page, and you just picked up a subscriber, Chris. They're just subscribed. Oh, and
thank you. I'm really close. I'm coming up on another benchmark. I see you're coming up on a benchmark. You're
yes, I am. Hang on one second. Let me hit a refresh here onto my other page here. And I am 100 and come on, Anna, 114 away from 5,000. So when I hit 5,000, I'm going to be giving away $25 Amazon gift cards.
Sweet.
Yes.
Sweet. I just spent all the gift cards you gave me when I've been on your live. I just spent them all.
I don't know what's going on with Steph, but she probably has $150 of gift cards she's won from me that she hasn't redeemed yet. Because I get an email when once you take it and you redeem it or you accept it, whatever, I get an email. They're still sitting in her email. They're good forever, but they're sitting in her email.
My son would like to thank you for the ukulele and the Halloween costume, but he bought a ukulele and that was part of his Halloween costume, and they're both playing it, and it was a real ukulele, not a toy one. So they would both like to thank you for the Halloween gift.
Well, my pleasure. All right. We'll talk about some of these things later on as well. Some people in side chat know about it, some don't. Canning butter. You canned butter and cheese. You have videos. I've seen both those videos. I mean, the cheese comes out like
it's like Velveeta, kind of.
Yeah. Like soft Velveeta or the can of cheese you use for nachos.
Cheese whiz, or nachos. Yeah, if you dilute it down, it comes out like the nacho cheese. Yeah.
So
you can take those number 10 cans of nacho cheese and put them into little half pints, and then have the ones like you buy at the store for a lot cheaper. Like you can buy a number 10 can for about the same price as one of those half pints at the store, and save a lot of money.
Yeah, Steph, make sure you got them all saved. Hopefully you have on your email, you have a folder and you put them all in there so you have them all. I wish you had known you were saving for grow lights. The grow lights on Amazon were on one of those 1 day or not 1 day. I think it was a couple hours. Now Amazon will do it like for 6 hours, and it has a little time counter going on it. The 8-pack was almost down as cheap as a 4-pack of grow lights, the 4-foot ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was a couple weeks ago. So it should return again after Black Friday or on Black Friday or some time between Black Friday and Christmas. So if it does, I will send you guys emails on it. Those that I have emails for.
Put me on that list.
Yeah. Okay. I know Dustin wants it, would like more grow lights. So, yeah, so if I see those grow lights on sale again, yeah, I'll probably put it on my community tab on both channels. Canning bacon, sausage, and taters.
Ooh,
So
yes.
it's in cat. So there's probably a question about that.
I definitely can bacon. I definitely can sausage. I can sausages, and yeah, the trotters. I think I was thinking taters, but it says trotters. Trotters are the sausages.
Oh,
You just got to make sure you get really good ones that don't have a lot of filling. And you have to poke some holes in the casings if they have casings, so they don't burst and swell too much. And yes, you can them just like you can meat for the meat time and pressure.
cool. All right. So let me jump back over to so you guys should know what's coming up here. So, so next Monday is what are you planning? What are your plans for Thanksgiving Day? Talking about food though. The following Monday is 1 jar meals. On December 4th, we're getting into I want to get into some safety. Canning, jar, and lid safety.
Mm-hmm.
Dealing with it and stuff, things to do, things not to do. Gee, I'm going to use this. I'm just going to pry that lid off.
Well, here's something that people haven't realized is Ball is no longer selling tempered glass canning jars.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big change. They didn't announce that. So if you're buying new jars, they're not tempered glass like the old ones.
Yeah.
So you have to also be careful of that.
And
Because that impacts how you use them.
Yeah. And over the last week, on Facebook, several people were posting, "Oh, Lowe's is selling the Ball jars at 50% off." And then someone posted today. They said yesterday I got these at Walmart, the Ball jars, at $5 a case or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So, but those are not the good quality ones.
No, they're not. They're not this. They're not the quality they were 2 years ago.
Yeah, we will be talking rings as well, and what you can do to make rings last longer as well. Trotters are pig's feet. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Let's see what else coming up here. So lid safety on December 11th is soup mixes, and we'll be talking dry canning, vacuum seal bags for dry soup mixes. And then we will, at another time, we'll be talking about doing wet soups, canning wet soups as well. And then also then the following week on December 18th is cookie mixes. Yeah.
There's
my wife and I
for that in here.
My wife and I did a bunch of jar cookie mixes one year for Christmas presents. I mean, we probably gave away, 3 dozen quart jars of cookie mixes. And what do we? Okay, the 25th is Christmas. We'll probably, just say a little quick. Hey, how'd your Christmas go? Not be very long. Same thing with the following week is New Year's Day. January 8th is going to be talking about canning stews. Ooh. So, yeah. And so if anybody out here is a canner and cans a lot of the stuff too, let me know. And I will send you the schedule, what's coming up. And that way you can come join us for the stuff that you've done a lot of and talk about your experiences up here. Because it's a lot easier to rattle it off than typing it in the chat. Okay, hang on. Question. It goes to money. And because they started it when I guess there was labor shortages from the Red Dragon, and they were falling behind, and they needed to get jars out because everybody was buying jars and everything. That's when the 41 and a half quart All American went from 285 up to 890 in 2 weeks. I'm still kicking myself that I didn't buy that one before Christmas in 2019. Let's see what else we have. So canning stews, freezer meals, and that's as far as I go. So, let me go ahead. Canning soups. Let me go and put that in there. All right. SOU canning soups. Safe. All right. So that'll be in January, near the end of January. Actually, talk about canning soups, not just doing the mixes and dry canning them or vacuum sealing them and other stuff. Your thought on something before we end here, and we'll talk about this again later on too. Plastic lids.
I don't buy them. I use my peanut butter lids because the peanut butter lids are the same as a smallmouth jar.
Okay.
So I save all the peanut butter lids.
My wife, when she was canning the jams, and some of the jams are regular and some of them are wide mouth. She has a bunch of the plastic lids. Well, she takes the ring off. She puts the plastic one on it when she brings it up here. And she goes, there. Now, carefully take that lid off. Save the lid if you can so I can use it again. And use the plastic while it's in the fridge.
And that's what we do. We just save the peanut butter lids because we go through a lot of peanut butter. And then we just put them on when we open it. We just put them on.
Unfortunately, with my grandsons, my daughter and I go get the big monster ones that are bigger than the wide mouth. So, oh shoot! I got to go out to my cargo container. I have 2 of the old best food gallon mayonnaise jars out there with the lids on them that big, and
you know, you can still buy those lids.
That's what I want to find out about, if you make those that you can with those jars. Because my grandmother used to can blackberry jam or apricots and pears in the gallon jars. Because when she cracked one of those open with my mom's kids and my aunt's kids, she only had 2. My grandmother only had 2 daughters. You got 10 kids there, right there, between the 2, 11 kids between the 2 families. You crack open a jar of blackberry jam, and it's gone. A gallon is gone in a day and a half.
Yeah. See.
Okay. Idaho Garden Girl has a question here, and I've been wondering this. The Kerr jars.
I can't answer for that. I only know about the ball.
Yeah. And my daughter is currently only buying Kerr jars. She's not buying ball jars. She hasn't been buying ball jars for years. We did pick up some.
The problem is they're all made by the same company.
But whether or not Kerr is saying, we want ours to be tempered because we see what's happening to ball.
Kerr and Ball are the same company.
Yeah. So it may not be.
It's all Le Jardin. It's all LE. The word JARDIN is the same as the company. They do outsource the manufacture of the jars. So I don't know what the specifications are for each one, but it is the same company. They're not different companies anymore. They're still owned by the same parent company.
We used to own horses when I was little. We can't afford to buy a horse again as much as I want to get a horse.
Yeah. When my last horse passed away, I haven't got any more, but I at one time I had 17 horses.
No, it is not labeled or noted on the box.
Nope. Yeah. They did not make any announcement or even say anything about the changes. So I wouldn't have known if I didn't have something in the industry that told me about it. I wouldn't have known. There is a new canning jar out there, and you can get it through, I can't think of the name, the company that everybody uses that they order the bulk foods from. Azure Standard. Azure Standard now has their own jars, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this or not yet, but I'll say it. I do know this certain canning lid company that I really, really admire and like is about to come out with their own brand of jars.
Okay.
And
would that, all right, would that be your preferred one right now, or what would be
that
the
would
one
be my preferred one, and they are working very close with the same company that is making them for Azure Standard.
All right, now we will talk about this when we go to the canning lid safety one, but just for information, a little bit of information now. The factory near you, the Tatler one.
Yes.
They were coming out with two different type, I understand. One is a metal disposable, and one is a metal and two-part one. You know, so you got the plastic with, you got the gasket, and there's someone saying they have the separate ones, separate two-piece ones.
Yeah, they have right now. They have one that takes a rubber ring that can be used 7 times, and it has a plastic lid. And then you use a regular ring with that set. They're supposed to be coming up with some other products, but I have not seen them yet.
I saw some of the pictures that someone posted of the metal lid with and it's supposedly it's the same gasket ring, rubber gasket that's on the rubber one.
I have met that man, and I really thought he was wonderful. We talked for quite a while at an expo for a long time. And then I called and I wanted to do like an interview when I started doing YouTube. And he is so scared that somebody is going to steal his proprietary secrets that he won't even really talk to anybody. And then they came in my Facebook group, and I'm like, why should I let you in here? You don't want to talk to me. You want to come, like, they're just odd. I mean, that's a nice, and I'm sure they're very nice people, because when I met them in person, they were very, very nice. But I've never really done anything more with them, just because they weren't really like friendly when I called and asked to do an interview. So
there's not, the only industry standards are the size of the jars, the threads of the jars. As far as I know, they don't have there's nothing that they say that they need to tell anybody.
When a company feels like they have a monopoly, they don't feel like they have to tell you anything.
Yeah. Now, there is a food chain around here in the Western United States called Winco, which carries Anchor jars.
I love Anchor jars. Anchor jars.
Because we bought I bought a bunch. I wasn't sure if they were on. They were about 2 years ago when they were on sale. For I forget what time of the year it was, but they were really on sale. So I bought a bunch because I couldn't find any others. So good to know that. I'll let my daughter know that you gave Anchor the thumbs up.
Yes, in fact, I have some antique Anchor jars that are absolutely my favorite because they're square. They fit. I know they don't fit better on the shelves, but in my mind, they look better on the shelves.
Yeah.
They look like there's not as much space between them. I don't know. I like the square jars, and they're all Anchor.
Yeah. Let's see what else. There was something else there. I just had a squirrel. I thought of something, had a squirrel moment, and well, probably come to me, and we'll talk about it on a different time here. Let me think, folks. Let me get the brain gears going again. If you see smoke coming out, the gears are going fast. Jars. Going through my mind, trying to talk myself back to everything I was talking about. Oh, I remember what it was. This may sound a little morbid, but it's the best thing to do. Go to the estate sales.
Yes. A lot of times you can get boxes of jars for $1 a box, and I've done that in the past. Now that there's been this crafting thing going on with canning jars, it's really hard to buy them like at thrift stores or other places. But nobody wants to have to haul them out of the basement. So estate sales are perfect because they want you to haul them out of the basement.
Yeah, Kaylin was saying, I believe it was Kaylin. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kaylin. Someone was telling me, I thought it was Kaylin, that they were charging at the thrift store as much or more.
It's usually more, and you don't get the lid and the ring. So
and brand new ones, yeah,
it's cheaper to buy new, but their new ones aren't as good as the old ones now. So then you got that too.
Now on your Facebook page, all right, here we go, right here, the first post underneath here. Show this. All the canning stuff they picked up.
Oh yes, I saw that.
And that was in Central Ohio. That's where she's at. Where's some of the other stuff here? I mean, there's some doing the jellies and stuff. But come on, where's the other one? There was some of them there where they had the. I mean, where people were picking up a ton of canned chicken. Yes.
It is so ugly, but it tastes so good once it's heated up.
Well, they were picking up, making a clean sweep of the getting large boxes at garage sale, boxes of stuff, and
Facebook Marketplace has had some really good offers lately with canning jars.
Yeah.
Oh, that lady cleaned up on free pumpkins. Truckload of free pumpkins.
A lot of pumpkin pie mix.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I can't see. I must have clicked a like on it, so now it's not showing it to me. But they were doing. Several of them just had boxes and one said she got a bunch of stuff that was free. All right, here it is. So this was posted by the PDF was probably put up by Carrie Morrow.
Okay.
Because she has there's the book she has. 10-cent one, yeah. So what the heck is that?
Those are antique lids. Those are the 3-piece lids that have a rubber, a glass, and the top, the glass pokes up through that bow tie shape on that lid.
Cool.
But again, you have to remember those rubbers are only good for about the one company will only approve them for 7 uses. So while they're reusable, they're not forever reusable.
Right. I saw that one here. And okay, folks, trying to show. There was. I mean, some of these people. There's a. That little thing about how much to plant for one person per year. I'm sorry, but where's it? Lettuce. 40 square feet of lettuce is not needed for one person per year. I need is a little tray, and I grow my Grand Rapids lettuce. And if I have 3 of them come up, I'm giving half of it to my sister. To my daughter across the street, and she feeds most of it to her rabbits.
But they're not doing cut and come again, and they're not doing staggered plantings. They're like getting 1 row and then it's done. And that's who can eat that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Here's one of the ones that from Lowe's. Of course, my daughter swung by Lowe's when I told her about it, and they were out immediately because everybody around here was talking about it and spread the word before we found out about it. But there is a lot of information here on Rebel Canner's Facebook page, and recipes and everything else here. And yeah. Anyways, but yeah, I mean, it seems to come in surges. When I go on there, and there'll be 3 or 4 people that has all these boxes and boxes of jars. Oh, I just picked this up at such and such a state sale, or the lady down the street was getting rid of all hers, so she gave them to me for free. And I remember the one lady.
Church bulletin's another place. Put it on your church bulletin. You know, those little old ladies at churches, they want to give their canning jars to you when they're done with them.
Yeah. There was one lady on your Facebook page that got, I think it was like 10 boxes with food in it. And it's like, hey, we got hogs. Guess where that food's going to? The hogs.
Yep. And then, wash and bleach the jars, and you're good to go, just like new.
Yeah. Oh, Suburban Hillbilly's in here. Hey, sorry I wasn't paying attention to the chat there, but
and I'm sorry, I can't see the chat at all on my phone.
1,000 canning jars sitting in your kitchen that your husband got Saturday. You'd rather have your mom. I agree.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. That's rough.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right, folks, we're a little bit over. So I gave you the kind of what's coming up here on Monday nights, talking about canning and meals and freezing and vacuum sealing stuff. Tomorrow night on Gray Man Prepping, doing a follow-up to a video I did here 3 years ago. Oil lamps, alternative fuels for emergencies. And so I've been getting in the last month, there's been 52,000 views of that video in the last month.
Nice.
That's the one video YouTube keeps pushing constantly. And they do it in phases. So I'm going to do a live because there's so many questions. I keep answering the same question over again. No, you cannot use gasoline in an oil lamp.
No.
Unless it's a multi-fuel Coleman pressurized one that's made to handle gasoline, white gas, kerosene, diesel fuel, and everything else.
But just a word of warning though, if you've used kerosene in it, you cannot then use gasoline. You can't switch back and forth. Mixing those two will not result in the fire you want. Yeah. It will result in a big boom.
Yeah. So the only way you can do it is that you'd have to clean it out first.
Yeah. Just a word of caution there, because people don't know that. People don't
Yeah, you don't go from flammable to combustible. You need to stay with flammable or stay with combustible for those multi-fuel ones. All right. Let's see. On this Friday, it's what to do with leftovers. Saturday's going to be an interesting one for Survival Saturday. Dr. Paula's going to be back. Dr. Ron's going to be back.
Ooh, nice.
And Paula's trying to get Dr. Wolfson to come on as well.
Oh, nice.
He's actually an MD who's married to a chiropractor who now runs the Healthy Heart something or other. He's totally rejected Big Farm. And he's he's looking at what doctors should be doing. He's doing what doctors should be doing. Nice. And that will be on Saturday. We may start it off with the first 15 minutes talking about prepping with emergency heat. And then we're going to turn it over for the doctors and let them run for the next 3 hours after that. But that's Saturday starts at 8 o'clock Eastern time. And so that's what's kind of coming up here. And hope to see you all around. There it is. Yes! Fingers crossed. Yeah, there we go. Holistic cardiologist. Yeah, and I've subscribed to him. I've watched 2 of his videos. The last one is like that he put out is like, I'm smart, but I need to watch this 3 or 4 times and research what he's talking about. But it's, you know, like some of the stuff I know enough. I'm picking up on stuff. Okay, yeah. But I need to know what some of those tests were that he said he was running. So if he comes up, I'm going to be quizzing him on that, folks. So,
Dr. Paula, is he in Michigan?
I know too much already.
Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Actually, hang on. I actually did it smart here. YouTube Health. And I'm looking at Dr. Wolfson's. This. Come on. Didn't do it right. Try it again. YouTube Health. Open in new tab. And YouTube Health. Wild Mamas, open in new tab. So this, come on, this is him, and this is his page. For those that are interested, this is his there. And actually, I'll go ahead and drop that link here for those that want to go check him out. And let's see, a home about. Come on, there we go. Does he say where he's at? No, Scottsdale, Arizona.
Oh, all right. Bummer.
Hey, that means I can head south for the winter and see him.
Well,
and his wife has Wild Mamas. Okay, so that's her link there.
well, I do have family in Scottsdale with a spare room. They said I can come anytime.
Oh, and this is probably the best time to visit Scottsdale. My dad's only sister, both her kids are down there in Scottsdale, Phoenix area. And boom. All righty, folks. Tammy, thank you for coming up here, and I hope you can make it for the others. Because
I'm sorry, Gil. When I got your invite, I'm very blonde. I didn't see it as an invite, just a announcement that you were coming on tonight. So sorry.
Yeah. So I will be dropping you emailing you the link and posting the link on your personal chat there.
All right.
And so the more you can come up here, I know, and we had some newer people in here. They're going to be very excited about it. And every time you post a new video, I'm going to try to remember to be able to share it here in the chat as well, because that is so much information that everybody here needs to know. And everybody here, you need to share that information out. And well, like I've been saying to my your prep for today, you want to get your neighbors, relatives, co-workers, friends, especially if they know you're prepping, to get prepared too, so they don't come to your house saying, "Oh, I need food. Give me your food." Hey, checked off. How's it going? All right, folks. Blame it, Tammy. Blame it on Monday.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, I'll see everybody here tomorrow on the. But tomorrow's at 10 o'clock Eastern. I'm not changing the time on Tactical Tuesday, but I hope we'll see you around here every Monday as we talk about canning and preserving food, dehydrating, and everything else to make our food last longer. All right, everyone. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Let's see.